Welcome in, guys. Sergeant Moose here, back with the first Descendant video, and today, guys, we're going to be talking about the dreaded level 26 of the Void Erosion Purge. So that's right, guys. Ever since the Purge came out a few days ago, you know, folks like myself, like many of you guys out there, have ran through levels 21 through 25, no issues whatsoever, but come at level 26, boy, the difficulty really changed. You kind of hit a wall, and I know a lot of folks are still stuck on these levels as well. So I'm here to tell you guys that we have the build. This build is not overly difficult to use with Hailey, but one thing I can say is you'll be able to run through this mission with this build. You're not going to have to worry about, you know, just barely beating the time or anything like that. This build is very consistent, and it will assure you you'll be able to complete these missions with a lot of time to spare, even if you die, which basically you really probably won't have to worry about that whatsoever. But even if it does, you'll still be able to complete this mission in under 10 minutes and still be able to progress to the next level. So one thing we're going to talk about here, guys, we've been working on this Hailey for a very long time, even before you know, the level 21 through 30s came out, if you've seen some of my past videos. But we have jumped on the Albion Cavalry gun train, guys, and of course this is the gun that tells the tale. Probably one of the best guns for 21 through 30 in the Void Erosion Purge. Everybody's using it now, including myself. And of course, with Hailey coming in and her ability, it just does massive damage. So let's talk about the build a little bit. For the past few days, man, we've been mixing and matching these modules for this weapon. And as you can see, there's still room for improvement. But again, this specifically is for level 26. This, I also plan on taking this through 30 because also the 30 enemies are fire as well. But we've been mixing and matching a few things here. We almost had it right, almost where I wanted it. However, we just weren't getting them completion times that we wanted until now. So, going to go ahead, guys. Of course, we're looking at action and reaction. We put it on every weapon, guys. It should just come automatically on weapons, to be honest, but action and reaction for more firearm attack. We're going crit rate here because, again, we have Hailey. It tells the tale with her third ability, which we'll get into in just a second. We're gonna pile up crit rate on this weapon. We're also going to go to better concentration because with the crit rate, we also want that crit damage, that juicy crit damage. Coming over to concentrate support ammo. Now, this is a machine gun, so we want as many rounds per mag as humanly possible. So we're going with not only concentrate support, but we're also going with expand weapon charge. Now, to get those rounds out, again, I also like to go fire rate up here on most weapons just to get them rounds out as quickly as possible. And coming over to concentration priority, again, more crit damage for a reload time modifier. It kind of sucks. This gun does reload very slowly, but you're going to be doing enough damage to where it really doesn't matter. Also, rifling reinforcement with the firearm attack, 32%, and very important coming over here, guys, is chill enhancement. And again, make sure to swap this one out depending on which activity and which weakness the enemies are weak to swap this one out. But for this particular 26, they're fire enemies, so we're going to go chill enhancement. On this gun, we're coming up here. This is, in my opinion, the best mod on this entire build is sharp precision shot. It does lower the fire rate, but while pulling the trigger, the fire rate is +4 and firearm attack +6 every 0.5 seconds up to 10 stacks, guys. So what's that mean? We have concentrated support ammo and, of course, expand weapon charge. So you're going to be getting a lot of bullets coming out in one mag, which is going to proc this 10 stacks of sharp precision shot very easily, and you're going to be doing tons of damage on these super tanky elites with sharp precision shot. Getting down to the weapon cores, guys, this is the bread and butter. This is what made me get from barely being able to complete the mission on time to completing the mission easily with time to spare. So let's get into the weapon cores. We'll talk about them. Very important. So looking over here, guys, we have chill attack. We have double chill attack. Now, I will say, to be able to use this build properly, to be able to get past this mission, you are going to have to farm, but that's okay because you could get through the early levels, level 21, 22, very easily. Get yourself a bunch of cores and then craft them as many level 10s as you can. As you can see, I don't have all level 10s here, but it is still efficient enough to get you through 26 easily. Looking at chill attack, guys, we have max chill attack coming in here. Now, I did have another firearm attack up there in place of the chill attack. it just was not netting me enough damage. I noticed the chill attack seems to do more. I'm not a big numbers guy within this game. I don't do all the calculations, all the breakdowns and stuff like that. I just put on what I think does more damage. I take it, I test it. If it does more damage, I keep it. So, so that's what we're doing here. 2 chill attacks. We have a 10 and a 9 coming in. Obviously, we're going to try to bump all these up to level 10s for level 30. We also have firearm attack coming in at level 10. We have a fire rate up as well, and another critical hit damage. We have a 9 on that. If I could get that to 10, that would be amazing. Coming down to the substats now. We have firearm attack. Again, I've blown through all of my resources, so you're going to see some purples here. You're not going to see the highest values possible just yet, but we're going to get them there. We have more chill attack, more crit damage, because we want as much crit damage as possible. Hailey is going to buff the hell out of that. And we have bonus firearm attack versus Legion of Darkness. I threw that on as well today. I had all this set up ready to go, and I noticed the bonus firearm attack makes a massive difference. Now, with all that said, guys, I do want to say this build will easily carry you through level 26, but will also easily carry you through level 27 as well. Even though they're electric enemies, I didn't want to switch any of this stuff, any of the cores to electricity, because I want to use this Albion Cavalry gun for the final for level 30. But even with all this chill attack on it, it still will blow 27 away too. So keep that in mind. Now, again, you're going to have to farm for a lot of this. As you can see, we have a lot of 9s and 10s. If you're interested in doing that, if you have the time to do that, I would highly recommend it, because I wouldn't recommend any values much less than this. Down to the Inversion Reinforcement. Pretty self-explanatory as well, guys. We're going to chill focus rounds here, again, for the fire enemies. And we're going to go for some HP and defense as well, just for a little more survivability. I'm not going to get a whole lot into the Hailey build itself, because I've already done a video on this. If you guys want to check that out, check up in the top right-hand corner of the screen. You guys can check out that video to see the build. We're using the exact same Hailey build that we used for the level 20 purges. Nothing has changed whatsoever. But we'll go ahead, we'll pop the build up here on the screen, guys. If you want to go ahead and take a screenshot, it's basically just all health, all defense, all cooldown on our abilities, and keeping our ability up as much as possible for the entire game. And coming over to our ability again, Cold Fury is what's going to make all the difference for Hailey. It increases her critical hit rate and critical hit damage massively. You want to pop this at the beginning, and you want to keep this popped for the rest of the entire activity. All while at the same time, guys, we are firing these cryogenic cluster shots as much as possible. They will freeze the enemy. They'll also do a little bit of damage, and they'll help you hit the enemy without the enemy hitting you back. Now, a few more things, guys, coming over to the Reactor over here. As you guys can see, I don't even have the weapon class on this Reactor. The Reactor really does not matter. I mean, we do have skill cooldown. You can go for that a little bit if you want to worry about your one ability and how much damage it does or how often you can use it. You can go for some of that stuff on your substats of your Reactor, but it does not matter, because we're really not worried about skill damage with Hailey. And coming down to the sets, or the components, I should say, everything is just, we're looking at the highest amount of HP, the highest amount of defense possible with these things to keep her alive. As you can see, we have tons of health, tons of defense. So again, guys, it's going to be very easy to survive. However, you don't want to kind of just stand around, because these guys do hit really hard. So you are going to want to move. You're going to try to roll out of the way and stuff like that occasionally. However, this is going to be a walk in the park. So if you have the time to grind out these cores, guys, I know it takes time. Trust me, it was a pain. I've been working 2 days on this. If you have the time to grind out these cores, obviously max out your Albion Cavalry gun as well. If you have the time to do that, 26 will no longer be the wall in the game. It no longer is the wall. Anybody can do this. I am a average, maybe a little above average player at best in this game, and if I can do it, I know you guys can too. But I'm just here to, because I made a video yesterday about the devs, talking about, the content and assessing the content and stuff like that. I saw a lot of, folks in the comments mentioning how this is a very difficult activity. They're casual players, very, very difficult. I'm here to tell you, there is hope. You can do this. just trust me on this build. Try this build. Grind out the stats. Like I said, make sure you're grinding these cores out, because if you go anything really kind of less than this, it's going to make it difficult. Grind out the 10s if you can. Try to get them higher than mine even if you can. But what we have here on the screen is just fine. With all that said, guys, I again want to say I always appreciate the support here on the channel. This is our build video specifically for 26 and 27, guys. We're working on 28 and 29 as we speak. As soon as we figure that out, because I'm the type of person, I don't like to watch other people's builds. If I can help it, I like to try to formulate my own builds first. We're going to work on 28 and 29. As soon as we get past that, we'll be making a video on that. And then hopefully we'll be trying 30 with this build, and it'll work as well. So with that said, guys, if you guys enjoy the content here on the channel, feel free to support me as your creator. If you haven't already, I'll pop the code here up on the screen, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you guys soon on the next video. Take care.